Welcome back, my friends, to the Restless Podcast. Today, I'm starting a new series on the channel called Wrestling Hot Takes. Basically, just giving you my hot takes across the world of professional wrestling. But today, just to start us off, we're going to go through a Reddit thread of WWE hot takes, and I'll be reacting to them and kind of giving my opinion on those hot takes. See if they're valid, see if they're dog shit. We'll just see. So let's get started. And first hot take is going to be greatest match that never happened. Hogan versus Austin would be terrible. Hogan was always too slow, and if Austin controlled the pace, Hogan would look awful. And then here's the response: God, it would have been so terrible. The bump on Luthez press would be awful. The only shining light. Do we get Triple H versus The Rock finally go one on one at Mania? Um. Also, by the way, this thread was made a year ago, so we're also going to see how these hot takes have held up for the past year. The greatest. I honestly think Hogan versus Austin would have been a great match. You take two of the biggest icons in the history of wrestling and tell me that wouldn't be a great match. People kind of sleep on Hogan's in-ring ability. Go watch any of his matches in New Japan and see how skilled the man was. The only reason he wrestled in the style he did in the WWF and the WCW is because that's the style that the American crowd responded to best. Basically, all they wanted to see is a real life superhero hulk up, overcome a villain, and win the match. Now, I like just look at Hogan versus The Rock. Tell me that wasn't a great match. It was amazing because of storytelling, because of everything, the crowd. There's so many more factors than just in ring wrestling. So I think Hogan versus Austin would have actually been an awesome match. I completely disagree with this hot take, and it's definitely a hot take. Next on, okay, so this seems to be about last year when WWE was releasing talent in mass, a part of budget cuts. But here it says WWE are releasing talent because they know Tony Khan is a fanboy and can't resist signing most of them to AEW, even though he already hasn't gotten enough TV hours or profit margins for half the roster. WWE think it will bring them down like it did the old WCW/TNA. Now, this is definitely a hot take. What I will say is I don't think Tony Khan is just a fanboy who tries to sign every talent he can. What I will say though is when you are a new professional wrestling company, this company has only existed for about 3 years. You need all the big name talent you can get. This is why the signing of WWE guys is a smart move for AEW, but it does handicap them a bit because now they're just seen as like the second home for AEW for WWE rejects. Think about the biggest AEW stars right now. I would say John Moxley, Chris Jericho, you know, Chris was Cody Rhodes. Guys who really built the foundation of the company were WWE guys. Some of the greatest AEW debuts were former WWE guys. Cesaro, Miro, all these guys. I don't think WWE was releasing these stars for the purpose of bringing AEW down. I genuinely believe WWE released these talents because they didn't see them fitting into their future plans for WWE. And some of those roster cuts were really bad choices. Cesaro left on his own volition. Jeff Hardy left on his own volition. But there's a lot of guys that they really should have kept. Guys like Keith Lee. Guys like Adam Cole. Adam Cole left on his own volition. But these are guys they really should have tried to keep. Next on the list. Do 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 do. Okay. Bret Hart should have stayed in WWE. That way, that bald bastard Coulter never would have kicked his head into fucking space. Man, I really love wrestling. I think the IWC sometimes can be so annoying to me, but sometimes they just write gold. I wonder what would have happened if Bret Hart stayed in the WWE. We would have never gotten the Montreal Screwjob, one of the biggest um wrestling moments in history. We would have some awesome matches. The continuation of Austin and Hart. We obviously Bret Hart would have been in the WWF during the time of the death of his brother Owen. That might have changed how things played out in his career. Bret Hart might have never got injured and would have been wrestled for way longer. We might have got personally one of my dream matches. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. How awesome of a match would that be? You know, I know you guys. I think everybody would love that match if that happened. Next hot take. I don't care how old Edge is. I want to see the Rated R Superstar hold the WWE Championship one more time. Whew. So Edge won the 2021 Royal Rumble. He faced Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan put himself into the match, making it a triple threat match, and he lost. He got stacked and pinned. He got his rematch on Money in the Bank, and he lost via due to the interference of Seth Rollins setting up their rivalry. I genuinely thought Edge was going to win that match. If you go and watch that match, Edge put on a hell of a performance, and I think everything Edge has done after his match with Roman Reigns has been kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. Not something very memorable. Even the Judgment Day stuff is not awesome when it involves Edge. Um, so I really do think Edge really does shine when he's on the main event. He's in the grand stage of them all. WrestleMania, holding in a championship match. I would like to see him hold the WWE Championship one more time. The thing is it the Unified Championship or are the titles going to split? So let's say WrestleMania is what, a couple days away from right now when I'm recording this. Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes has the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. Somehow these titles split up. This is the only way I can see Edge getting a title in WWE, a world title in WWE again. I think a rivalry with Cody Rhodes would be awesome. I think a rivalry again with Randy Orton for a world title would be pretty cool. So I agree with this hot take. I would like to see Edge with the WWE Championship just one more time, or even the Universal title. I think it would be really cool. Next hot take: Roman Reigns will go down as one of the greatest superstars ever by the time he retires. There's no way I can disagree with this. Roman Reigns, what he has done in the past 3 years in the company, or 2 years, no, three, yeah, 3 years, is just amazing. I've never seen a heel turn save a career. Or it says it right there, might be the most career saving heel turn we've ever witnessed. To be fair, what a heel turn that was, man. We got the whole tribal chief. We got the amazing program with Jey Uso. We've had amazing matches. Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Edge, John Cena, Brock Lesnar. The list just goes on and on and on. And we haven't seen a dominant title reign like this in forever. Like this is like WWF numbers, Bruno Sammartino numbers, Hulk Hogan numbers. Um, Roman Reigns will definitely go down as one of the greatest superstars. Because of the recency, though, of his title reigns. Obviously, people are not going to compare him to Austin, The Rock, and maybe even Cena. But definitely down the line, let's say 20, 30 years from now, Roman Reigns, I wouldn't be surprised if some people call him the GOAT, you know? I mean, I won't do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody would. Next off, Adrian Neville should have always been heel. I don't know about that, man. I don't see Adrian Neville bastard Pac on AEW. I think he works great as a heel in AEW. I don't know if he would work as well inside the WWE system as a heel. Actually, even in AEW as a face, he's great. I just think he's so talented. He has a great character going on with Pac inside AEW. I love him tagging up with the Lucha Bros, making Death Triangle. I wish they held the trios title a bit longer. It just kind of felt like they were holding it for the elite. But I don't think he should. Oops, I don't think he should always been a heel. Let's go back up. Cool, cool, cool. Riddle is one of the best things going for Raw. Obviously, Riddle got a huge push in 2021, 2022. The shit he was doing was amazing. He had a great program. He's entertaining. He's funny, but it seems like they were gearing him for like main event stuff. He was beating guys like Randy Orton. He was always being put in big match types. So he did some great stuff with RK Bro. He did a great program with Seth Rollins. I see big things for Riddle as long as he can start to gain some sort of self discipline. Obviously, the man likes to have fun on the side, but I just think he is a funny character, and I would like to see him do more outside of just a comedy gimmick, you know? But maybe tap into those MMA roots and become like a real cold-hearted killer, almost Ken Shamrock like. What do we got next? Naomi is overrated. Correct. Naomi is overrated. Naomi is talented in the ring, but like I've said in a previous video, the most overrated superstars of all time, or not of all time, of today, that if you work in professional wrestling, the chances of you being talented in the ring are very high. There needs to be more to that. She's not very entertaining. She is not a good promo. All she has going for her is glowing in the dark, and I don't see her ever holding a world title or anything of importance ever again in wrestling. Obviously, she has walked out the company now with Sasha Banks and doesn't look like she's ever coming back. I would like to see her back in the company though. Like I really would, and especially if WWE drops the women's tag titles and picks up a women's mid card belt, I think Naomi could be a great part of the women's mid card division. So on to the next. Belair is over pushers. Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is not. Bianca Belair is not over push. She is super talented. She is a good promo, unlike Naomi. She literally her physical capabilities are so incredible. They're so amazing. I really think we cannot overlook that. Sorry, I was looking at the next wrestling take, hot take, and that one really made me laugh. I think Bianca Belair is destined to do big things. She's already done it, right? She's won 2 championship matches at WrestleMania, main evented night one with Sasha Banks, put on one of the best matches of the year with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. So I don't think she's overpushed. I think she's being pushed to the right amount. I hope she puts on a banger with Asuka at this year's WrestleMania. Looks like it might be her first loss at Mania. Sonya is hot. I assume we're talking about Sonya Deville. And I'm gonna keep this one short. I'm gonna just disagree with that one. This comment says she looks like a snake. Sexy snake. All right. All right. This dude got 5. So we'll end it on this one. All 5 hot takes. Brock Lesnar is an amazing wrestler in the ring and highly underappreciated. Definitely. Brock Lesnar is definitely underappreciated. Uh I think people don't realize this, but Brock Lesnar is one of the best sellers in wrestling history. This man, when he wants to sell, will sell the shit out of your move. Let's go watch the match with Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series or the match with AJ Styles at Survivor Series. Like this man can sell, he can move. It's kind of crazy how fast he is for such a big guy. And even at the age he's at, extremely talented in the ring. Obviously, people hate on the repeated suplex moveset, but that's what you're buying when you're buying a Brock Lesnar program. You're buying to see someone get the shit beat out of them by a big 265-pound beast. So underappreciated for sure. Edge is in the top 15 WWE/WWF wrestlers of all time. Um, I don't know. I'd have to write that list out to agree or disagree with that because like he's not in my top 5, and I don't think he's in my top 10. Um, I don't know, man. When I think of like greats, is he better than The Undertaker? No. Is he better than The Rock? No. Stone Cold? No. Hogan? No. Um, is he better than Triple H? No. I don't think he's even better than. I think Randy would rank higher than him on like a better wrestler. Um, So I can't say Edge is top 15 right now. Hogan is an all-time great. Shouldn't be a hot take, but it is. Yeah, he's an all-time great. For the time period he wrestled, he was an all-time great. Is he overrated? Sure. Like we just mentioned, like I think his in-ring ability is underrated, but I think he's overall like body of work. It's overrated because it's just fits into one era. It's really a time and place thing. It, the Hulkamania character to me is pretty overrated. Obviously NWO Hogan was awesome. I think Hogan's personality really turns people off to him. Obviously, he was a jerk, and his character was more important than the well-being of the human beings around him. So he's an all-time great, though. You can't deny the impact he's had on the wrestling industry. Next thing, Roman Reigns has never been bad. That's kind of no. That's not, I wouldn't say that's true because Roman Reigns. There's a point where his promo work was just terrible. Obviously, him being booed out the building all the time as a face is not completely his fault. It's really the WWE's. When you push a guy and the crowd does not react to him, and they know you're just pushing him to make him the next guy, and the crowd does not accept him, the thing to do is not keep pushing him and forcing them down your throat until you accept Roman Reigns. So partly the heat on Roman Reigns is from the WWE itself. But to say Roman Reigns has never been bad, his in-ring has improved immensely. His ability to control a crowd during a match has improved immensely. The promo work might be the biggest improvement because, like, dang, can this man like get the audience hype now? The thing is, when we come back to that like greatest of all time conversation, I do believe that being a heel is difficult. Being a great heel is difficult, and Roman Reigns is a great heel. I think being a great face is like the hardest thing to do, especially in the last like 15 years of wrestling. So I would like to see Roman Reigns be over as a face, kind of like to solidify maybe the statement that he's never been bad. Mm. And next, Vince McMahon is the greatest talker of all time. One of them, for sure. I don't think this is a hot take at all because Vince McMahon is, in my opinion, like the greatest heel of all time. Um, but the greatest talker of all time, I wouldn't say that. Obviously, he's an awesome promo. He's the CEO of the fucking company. So he should be one of the greatest talkers of all time. But he might be top 10. I wouldn't say number one though. Number one, you got guys like Austin, you got guys like The Rock, you got guys like Cena, um, Flair. So I don't know. Let's not put Vince McMahon in the top five. I wouldn't say even number one, especially. But yeah, those are some wrestling hot takes that we've covered on a Reddit thread. Keep tuning in, and I'll start posting wrestling hot takes that I have personally I believe in. I know my list on overrated wrestlers of today kind of ruffled some feathers with some people that completely disagreed with the list. So I do believe my hot takes are hot takes. People don't generally agree with them, and that's okay. I think that's the beauty of the IWC is that we can disagree, and that some people want to attack people for it. But yeah, let's just talk. It's wrestling, right? So yeah, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to like, make sure to turn on notifications for the channel, and make sure to follow us also on Instagram and TikTok at the Restless Podcast official on Instagram and the Restless Podcast on TikTok. Thank you guys once again for joining me and stay restless.